Hey everyone, this is a quick video on how to calculate present value of a firm's cash flows without a financial calculator. And this is great if one, you don't know the shortcut for this type of problem, or two, again, you don't have a calculator. So what I'll do first is highlight and label everything. So the problem gives us the interest rate, which is 6%. Cash flow for year one is 3,000. For year two, it's 5,000. And then the problem is asking us what is the present value of these cash flows. Great, so now that I've highlighted everything, I'm just going to label everything now. So the question is asking us what is the present value of the cash flows. We don't know that. And then it gives us the interest rate, which is I or R. And these are two ways that it is notated. So that's going to be 6%. But you have to leave this in numerical value for when we solve. So it'll be 0.06. Now, this problem gives us 2 years of cash flows, but they're two different values. So I'm going to write it out as cash flow 1, which is 3,000. And then for year 2, or cash flow 2, is going to be 5,000. So now that I've written that out, I am going to begin by solving the problem. So the equation for regular present value is this right here. However, since we have different cash flows for different years, we want to use the summation formula, which will be right here. So it would be profit over the time or years over the 1 plus interest rate to the power of your time or amount of years. This is also equal to just all of your cash flows for all years you have in the problem. Just add it up. And I kind of extend this out to year 3, and this could also extend out to year 4, year 5, so on, right? All right, so now I'll begin solving the problem. So I'm gonna start off by taking my year 1 cash flow. So it'll be 3,000 over 1 plus the interest rate, which is 6% or 0.06, and that'll be to the power of 1 since this is the first year. That is our year 1 cash flow. I will then add that to the second year cash flow, which is going to be 5,000 over 1 plus 0.06 or interest rate, but to the power of 2 since this is year 2 of cash flows. Now I'll just simplify everything. So I'm going to start with the first side of the equation, or the first portion, the year 1. That's just going to be 3,000 over 1.06, and then I'm going to add that to the second portion, which is going to be 5,000 over 1.06 to this power of 2, which is also just going to be this right here. One sec. It'll be 5,000 over 1.1236. So now that I have that, it's going to simplify everything and just solve. So the first part, the 3,000, it'll be 3,000 divided by 1.06 is going to be 2,830.1888679 plus 5,000 over 1.1236 is going to be 4,449.9822. So far you might be confused as to why I did not round the decimals. So you want to make sure you don't round until you get to the end, because if you do, then your final answer will be very different from what the actual answer is. So from now, this step, you'll just add the two, and the final answer for your present value of your cash flows for the firm is going to be 7,280.17, and that will be your final answer for the present value of the cash flows of the firm. All right, now I will do another problem. Same problem, just I have changed the interest rate to 5% instead of 6. So just kind of going to leave you with a time lapse, but feel free to stop the video, try the question for yourself. But this is sort of a sped up process of the question. And if you're confused what this says, it should say 3,000 over 1.05 plus 5,000 over 1.1025, which was found from 1.05 to the second power. Now, just writing everything out without rounding, and then I'll get to my final answer of 7392.29. And this is how I'm going to find the answer using the financial calculator. This is just a Texas Instrument BA2+. So what I'm going to do is start by pressing cash flow right here. So I'll press cash flow, okay, and then you'll see C of 0. Press the down button until you see C01. That's where you're going to put your first year cash flow, which in this problem it's 3,000. So I'll put in 3,000, then I'll press enter. Make sure you press enter or else it's going to clear. Then select down because we have another year of cash flow, so make sure it says C02. Second year cash flow is 5,000, so I'll put in 5,000, enter, and then from now, from this step, I'm going to press NPV. So I is the interest rate, so in this problem it's 6, and for this problem, or just for this step, make sure you don't put in 0.06, just put in 6, enter. So now that you have your interest rate of 6, you're going to press down to go to NPV, okay, and then just press compute, and you should get the present value of the firm. Now, going down to the second problem, same thing, just the interest rate in this example is 5%. So what I'm going to do real quick is, and this is, make sure if you do a second PV problem, this is what you're going to do. You're going to press cash flow. And before you even begin the problem, you're going to press second and then the clear work button. So second and then clear. That's going to clear all your work. If you don't do this step, then you are going to mess up your answer. Same thing, cash flow 1 is 3,000, cash flow 2 is 5,000. So I'm just going to go 3,000 for C01. Press enter, go down to C02, press 5,000. Okay. And then we're going to NPV. My interest rate in this example is 5. So I'll press 5, enter, and then I'll press down and then just press compute. And I should get 7392.29. 7392.29. Hope that helps.